I'm not mad at Terry McLaurin for trying to get his bread. Try and get as much money as you can get out of this short lifespan you have in the NFL. But the Washington Commanders are not paying him $35 million. Bring your ass to
This is
camp.
the time to do it.
So McLaurin's numbers. First year, 58 receptions, 919 yards. Second year, 87 receptions, 1,118 yards. Third year, 1,053 yards on 77 receptions. Fourth year, 77 receptions again, 1,191 yards. Fifth year, 79 receptions, 1,002 yards.
That was the year.
Sixth year, 82 receptions, which was last year. 82 receptions, 1,096. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight 1,000-yard seasons. Missed the first season by less than
With
90.
Mickey quarterbacks.
The same way you're saying, like, hey, with Mickey quarterbacks, he was fed the ball to get to 1,002 yards, right? So if we're gonna judge him, if we're gonna say, hey man, he's got 5 straight seasons of 1,000 yards,
13 touchdowns last year.
great. But listen to his 1,000 yards in comparison to some of these other 1,000 yards, right? Like he's
that's comparable to Garrett Wilson, who just got 90 million. So that's why I'm asking.
Bomb.
He's asking for 35, maybe not the 35, but what does it do to the market if we're saying Garrett Wilson is whatever tier you said, Bong? You said second tier,
Bomb.
right? Or you said maybe even below that.
He's not. I think they're on the same tier, but they're just. Garrett Wilson is projecting upward, and Terry McLaurin is giving you basically what he is. He's not going to have a 1,500-yard season or a 1,400-yard season all of a sudden. He's going to be about 1,000 to 1,100 yards. Go ahead, KP. You were about to ask me something.
So, do you celebrate Tomlin always having winning seasons with Pittsburgh and making it to the playoffs?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. I'll leave it alone then, since you do.
I do.
I think it's one of those overrated stats that he's made it to the playoffs every year.
Nope.
Yeah, no, it's overrated because they haven't done anything in quite some time.
Nope.
And he's about to find himself on the hot seat real quick because making it to the playoffs and getting bounced is getting old. So I say all that to say this. Those players putting up those stats and making it to the playoffs doesn't matter. They're not winning the Super Bowl, man. They're not winning ultimately.
So
they're getting paid for something.
I'm just saying it's stats. But if you're going to talk about those stats, then you have to say that Terry McLaurin's stats are the same.
As whose?
And that he's done it for a longer period of time.
Just saying, the 1,000 in terms of all the other receivers getting 1,000 yards that are making it to the playoffs and getting bounced in round 1 or round 2 doesn't matter. They're still getting bounced.
No, it's not the same. So first off, shame on you for trying to compare Terry McLaurin to Mike Tomlin. That's blasphemous. But I'll let it slide.
I don't think I was doing
Mike
that.
Tomlin.
I think I was comparing you celebrating the other receivers for making the playoffs and having 1,000-yard seasons to Mike Tomlin making it to the playoffs and then losing in the first round or the second round. That was the real comparison.
Mike Tomlin.
If you're going to celebrate those, then and they're still not winning, then you still have to celebrate Terry McLaurin for getting 1,000 yards receiving yards.
Mike Tomlin is the only coach in NFL history to never have a losing season. Don't you dare put Terry McLaurin in the same realm or the same breath as Mike Tomlin. If you want to talk about,
I still think you're hearing it the way you want to.
Hold on, no. I'm hearing that you brought Mike Tomlin into a conversation about Terry McLaurin. They're not the same. If you want to talk about the Mike Tomlin of wide receivers, give me Mike Evans.
I think
it's the Mikes. Give me Mike Evans.
I think he's trying to talk about or trying to get to what you celebrate, like what you think is worth being
Absolutely.
celebrated.
Yeah.
Like, is it if Mike Tomlin is worth being celebrated for continuously getting to the playoffs or having winning seasons but losing in the wild card round? Like, is that still worthy of, oh, he's never
So
losing?
so
It's almost like
Because
you're
he's
justifying by
saying,
saying
okay,
playoff.
these receivers are getting 1,000 yards and they get to the playoffs and then they lose. Because that's
so
basically what you were saying also.
so here's what I'm saying about Mike Tomlin. What Mike Tomlin is doing, no other coach has ever done. Just let's put that into perspective. He's in a club that only he can get into. There's no other coach you can put next to Mike Tomlin, and he got a Super Bowl. When we talk about the playoffs, or we talk about winning a Super Bowl, KP, since I'll address you directly. In order to win a Super Bowl, what's the first thing you have to do?
You got to win games. You got to get to the playoffs.
Okay, there we go. So we got to get to the playoffs. What I'm saying is that to not have a losing season, and all those years that he didn't have losing seasons, he didn't go to the playoffs every year. That just means that he put his team in a position to be in the playoffs. There were years where Terry McLaurin and his 1,000 yards had no relevance on whether the Washington football team made it to the playoffs or did not. Right? He was just stat stuffing. You can say what you want about the Dallas Cowboys. You can say what you want about Dak Prescott. The first thing you have to be able to do in order to compete for a Super Bowl is make it to the playoffs. Dak has made it to the playoffs on multiple occasions.
And Tomlin has made it to the playoffs 4 of the last 5 years.
So if you're a Pittsburgh Steeler fan, in the last
And we
5
talked about
years,
that last time too.
in the last 5 years, you can put your hand up and say, hey, we have a chance. We know that we're at least going to get in the playoffs. Anything can happen in the playoffs. OBJ in the Super Bowl fucking popped his Achilles, right? Like anything can, you never know. Joe Burrow can go on a wild carpet ride, and he's literally living off of a Super Bowl run that he didn't even win, just off of just one great run. You know what I'm saying? The Rams could go on a run, and boom, now you have Matt Stafford being looked at differently just because they made a run by getting into the playoffs, and you never know what happens. Eli Manning, who doesn't even have a winning record as a quarterback, when he made it to the playoffs, that motherfucker won Super Bowls. So, like, the biggest thing about, and I think he's done it at a 9-17. The biggest thing about winning the Super Bowl is getting to the playoffs. So I'm just saying, please don't compare Mike Tomlin to Scary Terry or not so scary
I
Terry.
think and
It was just a bad analogy.
Well, look. So engineer also says, KP, your example would make sense if Terry was going up against Patrick Surtain and Stingley on a bi-weekly basis. That also talks about like the NFC. AFC North is stacked. Like it's a super tough division. But I think again, it's probably, I think you were talking surface level, KP,
Absolutely.
in
Just
terms
making
of
the point. We're just talking about playoff. Like, we're celebrating the playoffs and justifying these 1,000-yard seasons because they made the playoffs, which in essence is, to me, that's moving the goalposts.
So then my question so I was getting to this thing is no, it's not your bad. I was getting to this thing is like, so what would we say here in chat? Y'all could help me too with this, Bong, KP, in terms of a NFL wide receiver. What's a successful season, and what warrants 30 mil a year or even 25 a year? What warrants top tier, second tier, third tier? What do we see as success then?
I still think the
all
bar is
pros.
1,000-yard season.
All pros.